Okay, welcome back to the Social Autist. Today we're going to do a show about dating with autism, and there's plenty of stuff out there for dating, but they just kind of assume that you know the social aspects. So I'm just going to refer you to, for the dating stuff and getting girls and women and all that, understanding their psychology and everything, and intersex dynamics. Go to The Rational Male, Rollo Tomasi. He's done great books on it, teach you everything you needed on that aspect, but he just assumes you're neurotypical and you understand all these things about neurotypicals and the social aspects. So I'm going to cover the social aspects. Now, the first thing you have to understand is the words and how people use them and what they mean when we say dating as opposed to courting for marriage. Dating is not courting. Okay, I'll do a separate video on courting, but dating is basically what, with modern women, what it means is they go with guys, and they'll date until their youth and beauty fades away, and then they go get cats and boxed wine and die alone. Like they date until they die, or they date until that nobody will date them anymore. So don't think that because you're dating women that you're courting a woman for marriage. The second thing autistic people need to understand is that there's these relationships that are universal across all humans. It's in my book. If you haven't read it, it's a good book. You should read it. It tells you all this stuff. So there's three relationship types in humans. There's the dominance relationship, which you're probably familiar with if you have worked and had a boss. That's a dominance relationship. And you talk to people differently in different relationships. So there's the dominance relationship, and this is what a man and woman have when you're dating. It's a dominance relationship. There's a communal relationship. That's where what's yours is mine, what's mine is yours, that kind of thing. And this was what you would see in, say, a family unit. If you were getting a wife and kids, you would have this communal relationship in addition to the dominance relationship. And the third type is reciprocal, and that's kind of like I scratch your back, you scratch my back. When you go to the restaurant, you give the waitress money for food, she brings you food and gives you good service. So that's the three types of relationships, and you break it down and you say, okay, this is a dominance relationship, this is a communal relationship. Like once you're dating and you know somebody and they come over frequently, it kind of becomes communal, like yeah. But when you're talking about the attraction and arousal and all that, that's dominance. So the next thing to understand is the dual mating strategy of women, and this is universal across all women. They have to get two needs met, and so understanding what the women are looking for and providing that will give you more success. And I cover the social part. Rollo Tomasi covers the intersex dynamics part, but here's a little sheet with the different the two different things that women need. So there's one what we call alpha. This is the genetics. There's the behavior, and what we mean by behavior is like high testosterone type of behavior, competitiveness, aggression, things like that. There's the social proof, and we'll get into that. That's part of this episode. And social proof is just they need to know that you're going to be make them look good around their friends, around their parents, around other guys, you know, and that means having friends and having hobbies and being a social butterfly and things like that. And then they need this pre-selection, and that means like other women want you and other guys want to be like you. And that's the main thing that almost all women are looking for all the time. As they get older, they start to go for this other side that they need. That's the beta side, which has your parental investment. You know, is he a good father? You know, is he going to stick around? Is he going to raise the kids? Is he going to help with that? The protector, that's kind of morphed into more like, you know, does he have a house and a car, and is he, you know, have a stable job, and is he going to provide security? And then there's the provisioning, which is basically you're giving her needs, whether it's you know, attention, love, money, whatever. Okay, so there's that. That's there's dual strategy for mating. Okay, and that's well known. It's from evolutionary psychiatry or psychology and documented and everything. And then there's this. So now you know what they're thinking about, what they're looking for, and you can give them what they want, and you know what the relationship is going to consist of in terms of being a dominance relationship initially, especially initially. And then you need to understand the human dominance hierarchy, and this one evolved in humans, and it works like this. So up here is the alpha male, and this is the alpha traits that we just went through there. And the alpha has sex, and these are the women over here. He has sex with these 6 women, and there's equal numbers of males and females. So the alpha has sex with these 6 females, and then the betas are over here, and they provide the resources. And you notice women are communal. They have a communal relationship type amongst themselves and in a tribe or a group or a community or church or whatever. And they pool all the resources and do the, you know, here's one for you and one for you and one for you. It's the sisterhood, you know. And then they go to the beta males for the resources and attention and everything. And then just go to the alpha male for his seed, his genetics, his, you know, dominance, to get the tingles, right? Now, I'm pretty sure you can tell which guy you want to be, which relationship you want to be in with these people, because this is communal, and this is a dominance. And it goes for males to males too. You might have a bigger, stronger guy that looks better. Okay, now, so the social aspects come in to play with all these things. So as a person with autism, you want to come in, you don't want to come in on the beta side. You want to come in on the alpha side. And in order to do that, you need these things. You need good genetics, and there's cheats for that, right? $7,000 smile, straight teeth, you know, what is it? You can use a beard to cover up your round jawline. You don't have a square jawline, but so there's cheats for all these things. The behavior, this is kind of it's kind of hard to fake it, but I've noticed, like, as I work out, I get more muscular. I correct my posture, that women are looking at me, and I'm like, this is interesting. And that's just, it just comes with being fit and being confident and having, you know, like, oh, I know I got money. I know I got my shit together. I know I'm a prize for these women, and they see that behavior. But here's the key: social proof. That's a hard one. Like, now you got to have friends, and I recommend you go join tribes. Like, I'm in the Rocketeers, and that's mostly guys, and I hang out with guys. And if I show up there, they know who I am. If I were to bring a date, they'd be like, "Oh, hey, it's James," and she would have this social proof that I'm an interesting guy, and people respect me, and or I do like D&D, and if I were to take my date to a D&D game, she'd be terribly bored probably, but she would know I've got hobbies, I do things. And that's where my book comes in, is I teach all of that. The conversations that you need to have, the eye movements that you need to have. And these are not covered in any of these dating books or dating advice or columns, because they just think of it from a neurotypical perspective. But when you think of it from an autistic perspective, you're like, oh, I need to know this is a dominance relationship. I need to act dominant. I need to have go in knowing it's dating and not courting. And I need to know that the woman's mating strategy, and where I am in the dominance hierarchy. Am I a little beta over here, or am I an alpha up here? And am I just providing free resources and time and attention to this woman while she has sex with the alpha hot guy? And when you approach it from that perspective, it makes sense. And you start to open your eyes and see, like, this is how neurotypicals think. This is what they're doing when they're dating, and this is where I fit into this dating strategy and mating ritual and all that stuff. And then you go to the experts on how to get the girls, and what are women's psychology. Know your target, right? Do a little more studying on that. But as far as the social aspect, I think that's the two key things there were the social proof and the pre-selection, which with autism, that's much more challenging, and you really need to get the social game going, or women. I've actually talked to autistic men who are very attractive, and they get girls come over and have sex with them and don't have relationships with them, and they don't want to take that guy out and be seen with him because he's awkward and he's got no social skills, but he sure is good looking, and they'll sure sleep with him, but he's not. They're not hanging out with them and building relationships and telling all their friends, hey, I really want this guy to be, my baby's daddy and be my husband and be together forever. So, make sure you get the social proof and the pre-selection. And the pre-selection it comes with the social. Like, you could start saying, okay, I've got pictures of me with girls now because I've been out with girls, and I've got, and nowadays it's more modern with like Instagram, right? They look you up on Instagram because they want to see the social proof that, oh, he's good looking, he's got, lots of friends and lots of activities and exciting things on his Instagram, right? I don't do Instagram or social media, but I know that's how women are checking men for social proof. It's like social media is a gossip machine for women. That's what it is. So when you put something out there, you're putting it out there for the women to gossip about, and you can build social proof that way. Put up some interesting stories about your hiking or your whatever you're doing. Here's my rocket, my latest rocket. Here's the, the big launch. Look at this rocket that we saw today. Then they can say, well, he's got social proof, and the gossip machine confirms it. And he's got pre-selection, and the gossip machine confirms it. And then you're just like, okay, all right, that's out of the way. Now I just got to work on the behavior and the genetics, and you know, and then don't really worry about the beta stuff. That's like, that comes later when you're in a long-term relationship. It just kind of, and it's only like 10%. It's like what I'm telling you, the alpha stuff is like 90% of what women are attracted to, and you know what would get you dates. And then once you have the dates, you have the social skills. If you got the book and you went through this and you did the hard work and you went to a therapist and you practiced all this, your confidence will come as well. And that's, I think, one of the biggest challenges in dating with autism is this: you have social anxiety. You've had multiple failures in social interactions, and now you're saying, I'm too scared. I can't talk to people. I can't talk to women. But the cure for that is having knowledge and confidence in your social skills. And that's why I wrote that book. I did 4 years of research. I'm reading PubMed every night, you know, and evolutionary psychiatry and you know, linguists and things. And there is a method that works, and it's scientific and it's well researched, and we have the data now, so might as well take advantage of it. And then once you have it, you're like, oh, I know what to say, I know what to do, I know how to make an icebreaker, I know how to get the girl's number, I know how to, you know, do all this stuff, and I can do it without fear because I know what to do. And that's the really what fear is. Like, you fear the unknown. Like, I don't know how this is going to play out. I don't know how. But once you learn it, it's learned and you're done. And then you can move on and go date and have a, you know, intimacy in your life. And I think that's all I really have to say on that.